What's up, my methamphetamine enjoyers? That was a bad intro. I'm sorry. I'm sitting in a van right now. This might be my new video spot. My God, my shit's fucking itchy. Yeah, this might be my new location to record because the woods are kind of far away. They got all those houses around them. My room always has people around it listening in real close with their ears against the door with the cup, the glass. What's he saying? What's he thinking about? What's he doing? But this is good. The only downside is that staying out here for 30 minutes to let the van run is a little bit sus. They might be like, what the fuck is he doing? After a while, they're gonna become nosy about it. Holy shit. The donkey just did a whole leap. All 4 hooves off the ground for like a second. That was not, maybe like half a second. Maybe a little bit longer than like half a second, but not a second. I don't know, a quarter of a half. A half plus a quarter. I don't know what this is called. 1/5, 1/4, 1/5. I have no idea, dude. This is why I failed math. I didn't fail math. I was actually really good at it, but like if I didn't have the tutor that I had back then, I would have failed that shit, bro. My abilities to do math were fried. I was so cooked. I didn't even give a shit either, man. I didn't give a shit about anything. I didn't give a shit about no grades, no subjects, no assignments, nothing just piqued my interest ever in school. So I needed like teachers to show me how to do shit, to be my support system, kind of like hold my hand through all of it, which is really bad because I became reliant on that. I'm a really stagnant and reliant person now because of all that shit, I think. But I'm breaking free at it. I'm chipping away every single day. That's like I'm jerking some I'm like milking myself. I had to fix that. It was a little bit too rated R. I cranked it down to like maybe PG-13. You ever watched a PG-13 movie and been like surprised how when they say like a really bad cuss word? Oh my God, he said asshole. Oh my God, he said fuck. Like, this is a PG-13. That used to surprise me. But I don't know, I guess there was a rule, like you could only say like 1 or 2 bad words in there or something. But like that doesn't make sense, bro. A bad word is a bad word. I don't get how that's like changing much of it. I don't know, maybe kids would be like more inclined to I don't know, bro. I guess it's like kids at 13, kids are gonna say whatever, but they're still influenced. So you might as well, let them relate to the movie. You don't want them to watch it and be like, this is kind of manufactured. Nobody's ever saying no cuss words. If my foot got fucking dropped, if a piano was dropped in my foot, I would at least say like, holy shit, or something, right? I used to think that too. I mean, I don't know. The older I get, the more manufactured movies are seeming. They seem to be. Like Donnie Darko, I just watched that movie over. The first time I watched it, I didn't really get it a lot. But that was a long time ago. That was like 1 year, 2 years maybe. And what about it? What was I gonna? So yeah, when I watched it, it seemed all great, right? I didn't really question that much about it. I was focusing more on trying to like pick apart the movie because the person who recommended it to me told me there was a lot of things that you could miss, like a fucking like a FNAF trailer. So I had to really watch the movie closely, examine it. Where's the guy who Oh man, that would have been perfect. That would have been perfect. If I could have quoted that. There was an Instagram video of this guy doing a challenge. It was a filter challenge where you have this screw and you have this nut and it's going like this. And you have to time it perfectly, hit the button, and he was just saying some whack ass shit he was stalling while he was trying to do it. He was like, a lot of people have trouble with this filter. But what they don't realize is all you have to do is find the pattern, rehearse, revise, and try it again. But he said it in a way where he, like, every time you felt, he was like, you have to rehearse, you missed. You have to revise, missed. And you have to, and right when you'd expect him to get it, he didn't. So he had to come up with a different word. So he was just stalling the shit out of that. Would have been so, if I would have memorized that, it would have been a perfect thing to deploy. A perfect ploy to deploy. Yeah. But Donnie Darko is a very interesting, I really like that movie. But when I watched it over again, the acting is just like cringe, bro. I don't know if it's because of it was an old movie, and also because the way they filmed it too, I was a little bit like, that's funny. But I really like how that movie was made too. It's just that acting sometimes is a little bit lackluster. Especially, I don't know. I guess it was just like the director was ass. Because if you have a bunch of these actors doing a bad job, like, to a degree, you gotta say, like, who the fuck who told them to do all this shit? I think it was just the director telling them to go into, like, an area that they're not all familiar with or something. Because it's a weird movie the way they have. I think it was a very experimental movie for its time. It went into a lot of, like, psychological horror. There was these scenes of shit that just, like, would not. It's like an art piece that didn't make any sense. Like an ocean with, like, computer servers in it or something. It would show it for like a second, and then he would show, like, his eyes with, like, code running down it, and, like, flashes of his life. But at the end of the movie, you're really thinking, like, did he just succumb to his, like, schizophrenia or something? Did the whole world just fucking disappear for him? Like, is he just a vegetable now? Is that possible? With schizophrenia? Or was it all real? Like, did they really have a tangent universe that they all got? I don't know, man. I guess that's the point of the movie. You're supposed to be left questioning it. The worst thing you could do as a director is leave people to question a really good movie and then have a sequel to answer all the questions. Ass. Don't ever. I feel like every time that happens, it's never the same director though. It's always, or not director, like company or whatever, whoever has the bright idea to make a movie to begin with, whoever kickstarts that shit. It always starts with the idea, let's answer these questions. Let's just take this plot and let's fucking run it back up and just answer all the questions that made the first movie good. Like, when people are talking about sequels making the first one suck too, they say it ruins the franchise. I think what they mean by that is that, like, the second movie is supposed to be canon. So it doesn't somehow exit the writer's whatever. It doesn't somehow exit the same universe. So it is literally a continuation from the first movie. So if it takes the things that made the first movie good, which is like unanswered things, and it ruins them by answering them in an awful way, or just answering them in general, like, you are kind of ruining the first movie, bro. You are a little bit. And you can go back and just, you can just never watch the second one, whatever. Or you can just, you can just tell yourself, yeah, they didn't really know. They didn't know what was gonna happen. The second movie's a trip. don't believe that shit. Hell no! Hell no! I have just found a pot of gold. Holy shit. I can't even show it to you. Fuck. That somehow reminded me of spreading money. Money spreads. I saw a video of this guy who could money spread like crazy shit. He can money spread like with, I don't know, bro. He had like names for all his tricks too. He can make a sword out of money. He can make like a tower that just grows. And he was like, wow, look at how big it's getting. And he could do a spiral off his nose, his elbow, whatever, bro. I mean, it's not really impressive to do. It's just like having a point of contact that the money can turn on. It's not really impressive if it's on your nose or not. That's what, like, the same thing with like putting a fidget spinner on your nose. Like, if you could balance it on your finger, why is it more impressive to balance it on your nose or your head? How, you know what would be more impressive? Is if you had a whole fucking stack of things that were balanced on top of each other already, and then you put a fidget spinner at the fucking top of it and you spun that. Then I'd give someone a round of applause. I'd crack somebody for that. That's what I mean by round of applause. I'm sure people have done that too. I'm sure people have taken, not what I just said, but like, I'm sure people have stacked fidget spinners. There's used to be like weird ass fidget spinners too. There would be ones that fucking, I always thought it was a waste how even the little weighted parts, they would put bearings in it to be weighted so it could spin longer, but like, it's a waste, bro. Because if you're taking the fidget, I mean, nobody's spinning it by the end piece like this, like just letting it rock back and forth. I mean, I guess some weirdos would do that, trying to hypnotize someone with their fidget spinner. But like, all you need is the bearing in the middle, and it works, spins. I have not seen a fidget spinner in a fucking while. In a long ass time, I've not seen one fidget spinner. Those things have gone extinct. Fucking history, bro. Nobody born like nobody born, like the latest generation, the latest updated people do not know what fidget spinners are, nor fidget cubes, or maybe even slime. We're getting old, bro. We're getting old. I'm not old at all. I'm not gonna lie. Like, sometimes I'll be scared that I'm getting old. My life is kind of over. But, bro, you gotta, at some point in your life, get out of that idea that, like, young is the only time where it's okay to, where, like, you can be happy. Like, young isn't the only acceptable age. Well, if you're like, it's a weird thing. If you're under like 10, like 18, 19, whatever, 20's pushing it, it's like a whole different world. Like, you don't ever talk to people older than you. They're just like a thing. They're like an NPC. And when you reach 20, you get hit in the face with with the realization that you are now an NPC. I think that's what everyone's scared of. Everyone's scared of nearing the day they become an NPC to everyone younger than them. But I think what actually happens is, like, you realize, like, life is so much bigger than you thought, bro. It opens up your gates to, like, so much. Drugs, fentanyl, you could do anything you want, bro. You could you could go streaking. You could climb a tree while streaking. You could fucking live like a baboon, or something. That was not meant to be racist. I just meant like you could go live in the trees or something. Which some people do. Some people do go off the grid and they live their whole life out in the woods. Some people, I mean, I swear, I don't know, bro. Some people who do that, all people who do that are like, they have some sort of trauma. They have something that makes them, what's the word? Not hermit, but like, I mean, it is a hermit. There was like a special funny word that was cool. I forgot it. In the coming months, though, nah, I don't know. Scratch that. Would I live in the woods? No. Hell nah. Nah. I have to go in and ask my dad what he wants to. And, yeah. I have to just keep grinding at this life, bro. I'm gonna keep chipping away. Like I said, chipping away, breaking at the ice. Except it's not ice, because I usually would be terrified and constantly thinking to myself that I'm eventually gonna drown in it, but I'm not. I just have to work, and work really fucking hard. I'm really learning how to manifest, bro. It's happening. Things that I want are going to happen, bro. And it's not about... See, I was completely wrong in the idea that I just need to fight to get out of the negativity. Fight to get out of what I don't like. Just fucking tell everybody truth nukes. Just lay it on people. I don't like what you're doing because of this, this, and this, and this, and this. And I need you to stop doing that and that and that. I wouldn't even tell... I never tell people what I need. Because... No, I tell people, like, what I need, but, like, if I feel like what someone's doing is really wrong, I'm explaining to them only how what they're doing is wrong. And I'm pretty good at doing that, but the thing is just, like, I guess I have to really stop doing that. Because it makes people, no matter how, first of all, I'm really defensive about things. Offensive, I guess. Defensive, offensive. I like to think to myself that I'm only defending me, I'm only defending the truth, but it really is, people have to defend themselves, so, you know, I am kind of trying to throw a ball in their net, so I have to be, you know, as nice as I possibly can, and still trying to spread the truth in that way, but it don't always work out. You can't always force people to do the truth, even if their truth is, like, manipulative, or wrong, or just fucked up in general to you. You cannot change it always, bro. You really can't. Instead, what you have to do is manifest. Manifest your way out. So back to what I was saying before. Instead of just fucking fighting my way out of something I didn't like, fucking every day, I could just start creating a new life, right? Down to the T of everything. I'm new to this, so I'm only, you know, I'm trying to really just follow along with it, like I'm learning. But I have to just create my life, my new life to a T in my mind, and focus only on that. Never focus on the things that aren't that, or things that are keeping me from that, but instead replace them with what I want. So everything that I don't want in my life will go on its own. The opportunities will just present themselves. I just have to be open to it, apparently. I've seen stories about manifestation, though, that make me just, like, not want to believe it, bro. Not at all. If you're telling me one story where you manifested money and then you found $300 behind your dresser, like, I don't, but bro, it's a coincidence. I don't know. Do you have it, like, if you have more than one story where that happened, I'll believe you. But it's one time, bro. Like, I don't care if if the first day you start meditating causes something to happen the day after, it could still be an anomaly, because you have to think that there's also a million billion other fucking people who are meditating in their first day, after which nothing happens, or maybe like a month nothing happens. And then there's people who fucking don't meditate and probably still have. It's not about the person, it's about the amount of people doing it and what results they get. That's what really shows if manifestation works or not. I don't even know if I really believe it in the way that some people explain it. I don't think it should be advertised as magic, but I'm also, I don't know, keeping myself open to it, because it might actually be in some way magical, or not magical, but just like something that I'm not seeing. Like it's genuinely just like fifth dimension shit, shadow work. And I'm just not really grasping it because I'm a beginner, right? But I don't know. I'm still gonna try it. I'm still gonna really try it, because I have nothing else. I do not want this life anymore. I'm just so done with it. For real. I really would rather live anywhere else. I would rather be doing anything else. And I think it's been engraved in my mind my whole life that doing something else is just like terrible. Being somewhere else, working your own job, being alone, it's terrible. It sucks. It's scary. It's whatever, but that is an idea. And it's also exactly what my parents did. They figured this all out by themselves. So I don't really, if not everything is just because of experience. Like if someone really was scared of it, if it really did have that bad of an impact on them, like, why are they still here? Why do they continue to still do it? Why? They seem pretty happy about it. I don't know. And people do things all the time on their own. People live their own lives all the time, and it works out fine. If we go back onto my analysis, my data projections, it does work more often than not. People are often alone. Bro, there's people everywhere all around me. I literally noticed yesterday, like I really noticed it, that like all these people are literally struggling, bro. They're all fighting tooth and nail to get where they are right now. Each and every one of them have real fucking lives that they're all living. They're all paying these bills and this. And I'm looking around me, I'm like, damn, all these people have all these things that I'm worrying about, and they're doing fine. They're okay, bro. I mean, I didn't ask any of them, but I'm just seeing, like, they have the things. They have a car. They're obviously driving to work. They're also, maybe they have a family in the back. It's so possible to live on your own. It might be hard, sure, but I mean, anything, no matter how, like, I don't want to say everything, but I feel like no matter what, there's a balance. If something's really negative, there's always a balance. There's always something positive that happens in some way. There's always a counteractive positivity, and vice versa too. It always balances out somehow. And I think time does have a factor in that as well. Sometimes things balancing out takes years, or maybe it's just balanced out already and you just don't notice it. I don't know. I don't really fucking know. That might be a new song. I might have just came up with my new hit. I don't know. Have you guys ever had one of those feral guns where where it's like the end of it vibrates really quick and it feels like it's breaking your bones? No, it feels like it's like shaking all your cells. It's really not that pleasant of a feeling in my opinion. It's like there's sand inside of you and it's hitting the inside of your skin, or like all around in you. I don't really like that feeling. So I have a doctor who has one of these, and his idea of a good way to use it is to put it on his patients' heads. I don't know, bro. I don't know if that's good or not, but people will argue with it, and that reminds me of something else. If somebody's arguing for something to be accepted, right? If they, people have differences in opinions all the time, but if the difference in opinion is like over a life or death matter, I think no matter what, you should be focusing on just doing the safer thing. Like, if you're talking about how whatever, like let's say like a local doctor, like for example, puts fucking feral guns in people's heads, would that cause brain damage? And they'll say no for all these reasons, and then everyone, if it's seeming like they have it's like they're constantly coming up with enough information to really meet each other all the time, I think that's debatable enough to where you should just go for the safer thing, bro. Just settle on the safer thing. Now, you might think, well, if the safer thing is if the safer thing is just like, sure, but what if okay. Man, that sucks when that happens, bro. I'm always fucking up the most important conversations by doing that. But I used to get really, 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 really scared of that happening and really pissed off of that happening. But now it happens and I don't give a fuck. I will start talking and I'll be like, yeah, I'll talk like that. Like I'm trying to say something and then I'm trying to make a U-turn into a different subject and it doesn't make any sense because my mind's so quick with things. I'm always thinking of different things all the time, and sometimes I want to think of something more important. Not think of something, like say something more important, and then I'll fucking have a Freudian slip, or I'll mush thoughts together because I'm thinking two things at once, and I'll say something that don't make no sense. All I do now is I just pause. I just take a little break. That was crazy. I just laugh at it. And then I continue. I gather myself. And I continue with what I wanted to say, actually. Don't be worried to fuck up what you're talking about. Literally, it's not that big a deal. Even if the other person is weird about it, just explain. Always have an explanation, bro. Even if you don't, come up with something that's funny, bro. Like, I was talking to my sister, and I was like, I forgot what the subject was, but it didn't have to do anything with what I asked, because I was thinking of something else. And I wanted to ask her, like, because she was saying about going somewhere. I was like, where were you going? And instead I said, where's the traffic? Because I've been thinking about my road test so much. That's what I was thinking about it in the moment, and that's what I said. And I could have just gotten really nervous, closed off, and just like not said anything about it and walked away maybe. Or the second route, which is try and save it. Everything's savable. Everything, every situation is savable. I'm talking in like social wise, not like committing crimes or whatever. I mean, there's so much that you can do to not make it worse than it is. But I'm talking socially, there's a lot you can do. You have a lot of options when you fuck up socially, and have people think weird things about you that you're terrified of. There's a lot you can always save that shit, bro. You just have to make the choice to not be a pussy and just say exactly what you were thinking. Learning how to say what you think in the moment, not just like not like an opinion, but learning how to say the sequence of thoughts that led you to saying something or led you to doing something is a very important skill in life. It's great for awkward moments. It's great for fucking figuring things out that you don't like about people. It's just great, bro. It's great for these little social nuances that might trouble people. And I know this not because of myself, but because of somebody else in my life who genuinely inspired me. I'm always trying to learn from other people, but this is the thing I learned from him, is to always explain your line of thoughts. Even if you have to make it up, always give people something that makes sense. Very helpful. It's incredible, bro. And another helpful tool if you want help with that shit is to always make people feel like they're understood. It doesn't matter if they say some fucking deplorable shit. You will feel better about making them feel understood if you just think to yourself that if I do this, they're more likely to understand me. Right? If I'm arguing and screaming and pinning them in a corner, they're less likely to understand me. If I just do this thing, the shit you might feel like shit by doing that, but you have to just think like I'm more likely to get what I want out of this by giving them a little bit. So that kind of like it kind of depletes the shit feeling a little. It makes it fine, bro. It makes it okay, in my experience. So that's Jay Waters' helpful tips for the day. I hope you like it. I might become a tutor for helpful tips that people really need. Anything you want. You want to, I have no idea. I don't know where I was going with that. Oh my god. I look like, fuck, man, I could go to a ball with my hair like this. I just have like a hair tie. Or like this. I really stood up like that. You could really see me someone like this at a ball with a big gown. And also, another last one of Jay Waters' virtues. I think I'm going to title this video that, Jay Waters' virtues #1. That's funny as hell. I hope I don't forget that. Speak. My last virtue is to speak. You know what? I'll save it for another video. How about that? We've surpassed 33 minutes. Next video, okay? All right, guys. See you next time. I love all you precious people and you little. Oh. See ya.